Hello students, the topic is subnet mask. Basically, in what is the purpose of using the masks? It helps us to identify the network ID and the host ID. So here you can see that the subnet mask splits the IP address into the host and network address. So it becomes very easier for us to identify the network ID and the host ID. So there is another, thereby signifying which part of the IP address belongs to the device and which part to the network. It becomes very easier after using the subnet mask. The device called a gateway or default gateway connects local devices to other networks, right? This means that when a local device wants to send information to a device and an IP address on another network, it first sends its packet to the gateway, which then forwards the data onto its destination outside of the local network, right? So here it is very simple that if a local device wants to send an information to a device of an IP address that is at a different network, we do not know what is the network of that device, so it will first send it to the gateway here is the router, and then the router knows all the information about the destinations, so it will receives the data and then it will be forward to the destination that is outside of the local network. So you can see that here is a further explanation of the subnet mask, that class A network allows approximately 16.7 million host addresses, right? Class B allows approximately 65,000 host addresses. Both classes have too many hosts in one network to handle, right? In both the classes we are having a lot of the networks which are very difficult to handle. Imagine 16.7 million users or 65 users trying to access the network at the same time. So the network would be overloaded and slow down, right? If we are the maximum users are trying to access the network at the same time, then it would become very difficult for us to manage the traffic at the network. So the solution to that is to divide the network into smaller workable networks called subnetworks using an identity called subnet mask, and the technique is called subnetting. Here you can see that we are having two representation before subnetting and after subnetting. Before subnetting we are having the reserved bits, network IDs and host IDs. So the subnet mask basically divides the host ID into the net subnet ID and the host ID, right? Here you can see here. Next is an example that how subnet mask works. Here you can see first we are having internet. To the internet we are having some servers connected. Then to the servers the routers are connected. And here you can see that we are having three routers, and then the network is divided into smaller sub networks. Here you can see, here again is the division. So the subnet mask split IP addresses into the host and network addresses, right? So now if we discuss the subnet masks of every class, so for the class A we are having the subnet mask 255.0.0.0, and for the class B we are having the subnet mask 255.255.0.0, and for the class C we are having the subnet mask 255.255.255.0, right? So this was all about the subnet mask, and we discussed the subnet mask purpose, definition, and then later on we discuss what are the masks of the class A, B and C.